need glasses to see me, or? The Dhamma doesn't come out, doesn't come out through my mouth, yeah? Yeah. I need to watch my mouth. You're cold, huh? I mean, if you're England now, it's much colder. So, yesterday was a lot of people. Yeah? Now it is quiet again, so we can practice. Walking meditation, sitting meditation, keep our mind quiet. Keep it with the Buddha or with the breath. Yeah? To make it completely quiet. Yeah? So that there's nothing disturbing coming in the mind anymore. And once we can do that, then we can do investigation of the body. That's where most of our problems lie. 50% of our problems lie within this body realm. And it is the strongest. We have to disentangle ourselves from the body. And that is the toughest part, because we believe we are the body, and the body is us. We worry so much about the body. When we are born, we train this body for 15, 16, 17 years. Before we can actually use it. Then we can use it for 30, 40 years, and then it decays. That's the nature of the body. And we are so attached to it. We don't worry about the training of the body. It's over now. But next life, when we come back as a human being, we have to train it again. Everything starts from afresh. If we are lucky, in our next life to come back as a human being. If we are not lucky, we go down. If we're more lucky, then we might go up, in the heavenly realm. But sooner or later, we will come down from the heavenly realm and come back in the human realm. Or sometimes even in the hell realm, directly from heaven to hell. And from hell to heaven, sometimes it can happen like that. We have this kind of good karma that leads us to heaven. We have that kind of bad karma that leads us to hell. And not every heaven, not every place on earth can we resolve our karma. People really do not understand karma. Karma, this is the law. This governs the whole universe, and nothing is outside of the law of karma. Karma is results, action and results. Whatever we do unto others, others will do unto us. But we don't get it. It is impossible for us, yes, we understand, but when something happens to us, we don't get it. We don't get it that this is our karma. Whatever we think will come back to us. Whatever kind of thoughts we create will come back to us. Whatever kind of words we create will come back to us. And whatever kind of deeds we do will come back to us. We are here at the Forest University, so we not only can understand, it in our head, but we should learn to understand it within our heart. Sometimes, ordinary people, you cannot tell them, when they are born as a beggar, or when they are born in a terrible family, that it is their karma. or when they are raped, or when they are murdered, or when they are, you cannot tell them because they don't understand it, and it is not wise to tell them either. But for us, who are here at this monastery, and has some understanding of the Dhamma, we should understand it, and we should see our life as this. Whatever happens to us right now, no matter what it is, maybe it's bad words, maybe it's bad deeds, maybe we get robbed. It is our karma. Because whatever we have done in the past, will come back to us, will haunt us. And sometimes there is the right place for our karma to unfold, and sometimes, when we go to another place, this kind of karma won't come. So when we go up to heaven, when we have, this kind of good deeds, that leads us to one of the heavens, we cannot resolve all the good karma, because only in that kind of heaven we can resolve this kind of good karma. And it's the same thing for hell. I mean, if we went against the 5 precepts, we cannot resolve everything in one go. We go to this hell, and then, then we come back up, maybe in the ghost realm, and then we go to another hell, to resolve another kind of karma. And then we go to another. If we break all 5 precepts, we have to go to 5 different hells, And this is something, people don't understand. We cannot resolve everything in one go, We go down, and we come up again, then we go down again, or we come up again, or the same thing for heaven. We go up to heaven, and then we go down to hell, and then we go up to another heaven, and then we go down to another hell. Lungta Mahabor, said that quite often, in his talks, I mean, when he described his previous life, He said he went up to this heaven, and then he went down to this hell, and then he went up to another heaven, and then he went down to another hell. So, I mean, take it seriously, keep the 5 precepts. That is of utmost importance. There's nothing, that prevents us from going down to hell. There's nothing that prevents us from going up to heaven, if we know and if we understand Kamma, and if we follow the 5 precepts. But whatever we have done in the past, or whatever we have done before we came here, it will come back to us, it will haunt us, either in a good way or in a bad way. This is something that we have to understand. And there are some places, like I said, I mean, I remember one old person, coming from Hamburg, and the people there in Hamburg didn't treat her very well. When she came here to Thailand, I mean, all the doors opened to her up, what, do you want this, do you want that, do you want that, Because the Kamma opened up in this kind of country, And where generosity is, where generosity and friendliness is, is here, It didn't open up in Germany because the people there are normally not very friendly and not very open-minded or not very generous, For most of the West, it is like that. So, I mean, you have to go to a certain place, so that certain karma can unfold. It can be good karma or it can be bad karma. But this is something we really have to internalize. Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. For whatever happens to you right now is what you have done unto others. Listen to it very carefully. For whatever happens to you right now, be it good or be it bad, don't blame the other person. The other person is not the one person that you did these things onto, It can be random, I mean, if you killed a person in your last life, it is not the same person that is going to kill you in this life, It can sometimes be an accident in a very similar way, You drive with a car, and your head is chopped off, because in your previous life you had, you chopped off the heads of other people. Just like they do now in Syria, they chop the heads off other people, in the next life, it will happen to them. But that doesn't mean that we have to look down on these people, and say, it's your karma. No, we have we have to have empathy, yeah? Empathy towards these people. Of course we help them. Yeah? I mean, if there's a beggar, who doesn't have food, we help him. Yeah? If we see people, treated unjustly, then, we help them, or we try to help them. If they cannot be helped, that's fine. Yeah? It's just like a doctor, who wants to cure one of our diseases. For one person it works, the same medicine, for another person it doesn't work. It all depends on the Kamma. But at least he tries to help. Yeah? And that's the same thing for us. We try to help. Yeah? We try to have empathy for people. Yeah? Empathy is actually a very warm feeling. Yeah? We understand. We understand the nature. Yeah? We understand the nature of Kamma. Yeah? And we also we remind ourselves, yeah? I mean, we don't know if we end up in the same situation as that person. Maybe in our next life we are the beggar and people say, oh yeah, it's your Kamma. Yeah? We don't want that to happen to us. Yeah? So even that, our reaction to these things, I mean, will create Kamma. That will happen to us again. Yeah? So to help people, to be there for people, to be generous. Yeah? That is a good way, I mean, then wherever you go, you're treated well. Yeah? And it is like this, I mean, if you have stolen, if you have robbed in your previous life, I mean, things will get missing, I mean, people will steal from you, yeah? And it doesn't have to be the same person. I mean, I was amazed, how this Kamma works, I went with a friend, through Europe, tour through Europe, all my things, and his things were mixed up in the back of our car. Somebody broke into the car and he took only his things. My things were all there. Yeah? That is how Kamma worked. The same thing happened to me in, I think it was in Bangkok, yeah, in a hotel. Yeah? Somebody broke in, and took his stuff, not my stuff. Yeah? I mean, as if that person knows, no, you cannot take this stuff, you have to take this stuff. Yeah? Even if it is more valuable, I mean, that is how Kamma works. Yeah? And we should remember that with every our action. Yeah? With every our action, with every our thought, with every our word, we create Kamma. Yeah? So if you shout at somebody, it will come back. Yeah? And when you look at the teachings of the Lord Buddha, it's not only coming back one time. Yeah? If you do something, yeah, towards another human being, it will come back. This just one deed will come back 1,000 times. At least 1,000 times. And the more spiritual evolved this person is, the more often it comes back. Yeah? For an arahant, it comes back indefinitely. So you will receive that kind of Kamma if you do it towards an arahant indefinitely. Every life, every life, every life. Yeah? If it's a normal human being, 1,000 times. And it's the same thing for animals. If you do something bad or if you do something good for animals, it comes back at least 100 times. Yeah? So don't think one time only. No? It comes back very often. So be careful of what you're doing, be careful of what you're saying, and be careful of what you're thinking. Yeah? Kamma is, Kamma is, it is just, it is completely just. It doesn't know rich people or poor people, it doesn't know black people or white people or yellow people or red people, it doesn't know. Yeah? It comes back, to the people, yeah. And we are born in this situation, we are born in the house, we are born in the country because of our Kamma. And we have the opportunities that we have now because of our Kamma. Yeah? That is a good thing. Yeah? I mean, if we want to prosper on our way, on the path to deliverance, I mean, that is the Kamma that we create, that, that comes back to us. Yeah? We practice very hard in this life, and in the next life, I mean, we have a basis, yeah? And this is something we have to understand. We really have to internalize it, yeah? And don't throw back at other people, especially not here in the monastery, yeah? I mean, there's so much going on in this monastery, I mean, all this, hateful, sometimes hateful, I mean, keep to yourself, Don't throw it out at other people. Very important, because if you throw it out at other people, it will come back to you. And the other thing is generosity. I mean, generosity, I mean, to think, just to think of giving somebody makes us joyful. To give something makes us even more joyful. And if we get something back, it makes us also joyful. So there are three kinds of good deeds that come back with generosity. And generosity is always warm-hearted. In Thai it's called, the heart that is water. It flows out like water. Nam chai. The heart is like the heart is like a water, a river, that flows out to everyone. And it is a warm feeling. And we can create that, in any kind of situation. We can create this generosity, helping other people, giving our time, or, if it is money or food or things like that. And just like the lay people do here in Thailand, I mean, you don't see anywhere in any country in the world, this kind of generosity and also this kind of respect. Also, being respectful towards other people, is a warm feeling. You want to be respected, so you better respect other people. And it doesn't matter what this other person does. We respect people because they are human beings. They have made it up to the human level. The human level is the fifth level. No matter what he does, respect doesn't mean that we love what he does or that we agree with what he does. Maybe he does very bad things, but we can respect him as a person. He is a person. He has acquired a human birth. And for that we can respect him. And there's always something good. A person that is completely evil doesn't exist. There's something good in every person. I mean, the Lord Buddha, talked in one of the suttas about this. If we look, we find, even in the most evil person, there's something good. So we can respect, and respect is a warm feeling, Why do we have to look down on other people? Why do we have to look up to other people? Respect them as they are. They are human beings. They have gone through the same difficulties as us. Some of them had it easier. Some of them had it more difficult. If they had it more difficult, we have empathy with them. And being grateful. We say in the West, thank you, thank you, thank you. We don't mean it. Being grateful is a heart full of love, full of gratitude. It's a very warm feeling. In very often cases, it makes your eyes tear. Tears drop because of the gratitude that somebody has taken care of you, somebody has given something to you. And these things, respect, gratitude, and generosity, it is pretty much lost in the West. We replace it with words. We replace it, with just some gestures. Now we have to relearn it. And you will feel it. The moment you do it correctly, you feel your heart is warm. Or it is full of joy. Please keep this in mind, especially about what I talked about, Kamma. Whatever, whatever happens to you, I know the Lord Buddha said there are chances, that a stone drops on your head and that is not your Kamma. But, most of the things, you can count on it, 99.5% of the things, and it comes back because of your Kamma. So take everything, that was my practice, okay, it is my Kamma. And then Yeah? I mean, if I realize it is what is coming back to me is my karma, yeah, then I can look at myself because I still have this, especially if I react, in a very harsh way, yeah, then I still have this kind of kilesas that create this karma that just came back to me, yeah. And then I can look at it and eradicate it from my heart, yeah? Because if I eradicate this kind of karma that came back to me, I have completely empathy with the person, and I'm not angry with this person, yeah? I'm not angry if a person does something, that I don't like, yeah? Because that, I understand, what kind of suffering this person goes through, yeah? Please understand that, yeah? And practice it. I mean, here you have the ample opportunity to practice it. Yeah? And you see, yeah, I mean, yesterday you saw the generosity. They come, and cook food, and distribute it for free. Yeah. And sometimes they even say thank you when you take it. Thank you for, taking my offering. Yeah. I mean, when I was in Pantat, there were quite more. There were sometimes, hundreds, of food stalls, yeah? And the people, thank you that you take my food, yeah? Thank you that you take my offering. That is so intrinsic in the Thai culture, yeah? Because they have been trained as Buddhists from the year, they can move their hands, I mean, the parents, take them to put some food in the bowls of the monks, yeah. And what were we trained in the West, how to take things from others, yeah. How to excel, how to compete with others, how to step on other people's head, to get up, yeah. That's what we trained, yeah. Now we have to retrain ourselves, in a wholesome manner. So please remember that, That is all what I want to say to you, yeah, for today, yeah. For the people who are working in the kitchen, please remember, when the fridge are not working, to let us know, yeah. I mean, there was a shortcut, and then the fridge didn't work for 24 hours, and we didn't know. How do we know? Because we never go into the kitchen, yeah? So the people responsible for the kitchen, yeah, please let us know, when the fridge is not working, yeah? Okay, so are there any questions from the audience?
I have a question for the karma, because you say that if we did something in the past, for example, we robbed someone in this life or maybe in the future life, that same things will happen to us. But I always had that question: if for example, if I rob someone, I will say, for example, a pen or something like this, and then in this life, maybe someone broke my pen, and maybe it doesn't really matter for me. So
Yeah.
not my pen. So my question was, maybe the pen I was robbing for someone in the past, he was very affected by that.
Yeah.
But
then you will be affected as well.
So it's
yeah.
the same kind of psychological.
It's the same kind, I mean, if somebody, accidentally kills you, yeah, and he had no intention to kill you, I mean, that doesn't mean that this person, will receive that kind of karma. Intention, yeah, what kind of intention you have, yeah? I mean, if you really want, if you take it, by merely carelessness, you take the pen, and didn't have the intention, then nothing will happen, yeah? That means, in the next life you will lose a pen, and say, well, where's my pen, and that's it, yeah? But if you intentionally, that this person likes this pen and you steal it from him, yeah, then the hurt that you put onto this person, how much you hurt this person, this hurt will come back.
And so then, as you say, observing or looking at these things when it happens, like you get hurt back,
yeah,
help to in which way it's helped to deal with this?
You look into sight and see if you have you see, what kind of action comes towards you, yeah? And then you look in your heart if you still have an inkling of this kind of action, yeah, towards other people. Maybe it wasn't in deeds, but still it was in words, or in thoughts, that you want to harm another person, It might not be as strong, as you received it, but that feeling or that character trait is still within you, yeah. So you look, yeah, and you have to be honest, that is not easy, yeah.
So if developing those aspects of generosity and
makes things,
that's help also to dealing with.
Yeah, that makes things much easier, yeah. I mean, it makes things much easier, if we are generous, if we are respectful, and if we are grateful, to receive these things, and it's just like a wind, cold wind blasts by, and then, oh, that's interesting, and then it's gone, yeah? But if it hurts us, then we can look, where did it hurt, yeah? And then we can remove, yeah? Because if something, yeah, I mean, if somebody shoots an arrow, yeah, at you, and it just goes right through you, you think, well, what happened now, yeah? But if it hurts you, if it sticks into you, then you can see, where it's coming from. I remember, I was in Hanem in a monastery, and the abbot there liked to make fun of me, yeah? And, I thought it was funny. So I laughed with him. And the other man said, how can you do that? It doesn't matter to me. Yeah? It's just something like, it comes and then it goes through, and then it's gone. Yeah? But his intention, I know that his intention, he really wanted to put me down. Huh? But it didn't matter to me. Yeah? So that is the way how you can practice, you can practice whatever. Yeah? I mean, all the situations that you encounter and you find a little bit more difficult, yeah? I mean, turn them around and make them something positive, yeah? What can I learn from the situation? There's always something we can learn. And the moment, we think like that, I mean, we can turn it around and actually, remove some of the stains that we have in our heart, yeah?
It's a little bit of also taking out our ego, right?
Yes, certainly.
all this work on generosity and also taking out of
yeah.
the ego.
It is much easier to let go of material things or of your time or, your help, yeah, than to let go of your thoughts and your ideas and your convictions. Yeah? So it is a preliminary task, actually, to be this, to...
So people who also are, I would say, in the families, for example, who has children or who has old parents and who has a lot of care for them, is also part of growing up this.
Of course. I mean, looking after your parents is extremely good merit, yeah? It's extremely, our generosity, lies in it. And then look, look in France or in Germany or in the West, in the US, they put their old parents in old parents' homes, and then they're lonely, dying lonely, yeah? Or in the hospital and never visit them or visit them twice a year, yeah? They gave birth to us, yeah? So looking after children, this is all good, giving one time for other beings, yeah? No matter if they're a relative, if it's even better, if they are not related to us, yeah? But the parents are always an exception, yeah? And normally the Asian culture still do that, yeah? They respect the elders, yeah? We look down on the elders. What do you know, yeah? You are outmoded, you are out of time, yeah? You don't know anything about this world, yeah? We know, we are 20 years old, and we think we are much cleverer than our parents, yeah? But in Asian cultures, it's not like that, yeah? They do respect, yeah? And it used to be 200 years ago, it used to be, Yeah? The oldest of the family was the wisest, yeah? So whenever you wanted to know something, you went to your grandfather or grandfather, yeah? And asked him, how did he do it? Because he had this experience, yeah? And we think, knowledge, replaces wisdom. No, wisdom cannot be replaced. Wisdom comes through experience, yeah? And knowledge comes through learning, yeah? Knowledge can never replace wisdom. But we are fooled, yeah? They pay us a lot of money when we come from the university, yeah? And they get rid of the old guys, and then in the end, the company has troubles because they got rid of the experience. Yeah, the new guys come with lots of lots of new knowledge, all these new methods and so on, and yeah, it doesn't work out because the old people, yeah, just like I used to be an electrical engineer, yeah, okay, I designed, but the circuit didn't work, A more experienced engineer said, yeah, that is wrong, you should replace this capacitor, with a resistor, and then it worked. And it worked, yeah, because of his experience, yeah, not because of what I, learned, yeah. Okay. Other questions?
I have some questions.
Yeah.
What would be your advice in that case if you get attacked in the city, maybe at night at the train station, and your life is in danger? Is there a certain right for self-defense, or do I have to beat myself up? Or
I would say the first thing is you run away. And if it happens the next time, I would run away 3 times, yeah? Okay. Isn't there the story of Moggallana, who was beaten up, who was seeing, he's going to be beaten to death, by 7 people, yeah? So he ran away, and then, the next situation he was seeing, yeah, and I think after the 3rd or 4th time, he went to see the Lord Buddha and said, okay, goodbye, I need to, yeah, and then he was beaten up. Yeah? So if it is your karma, yeah, then it will happen again, yeah. And then, you can defend yourself, but by not harming other people. Yeah? Yeah? But, I would run away, yeah? And see if it is really my karma. It's the same thing, with sickness, with a serious sickness. Yeah? You go to the first doctor and he said, I cannot heal it. Then you go to another doctor and see, if he has another opinion. And you say, oh yeah, we can try this, but it doesn't help. And then you go to the 3rd doctor, and if he cannot help you, then it's your karma to get, that this illness cannot be treated for you. Yeah? For other people it can be treated, yeah? But if you go to the 3rd doctor and it can be treated, then it's also your karma that this illness that you have can be treated, yeah? I wouldn't go for the first time, I would try it, a few times, and then accept it, it's my karma, yeah. Okay? No more questions? Yeah, and please, yeah, also it makes our life here in the community much, much easier, if we start to accept, that the things that happens to us, it's part of our karma, yeah. And we have the opportunity, just to go, yeah. We always have the opportunity, if something, if there's a difficult situation that we cannot handle, we just go back to our kuti, yeah. If we are not prepared, or if we see, our anger is always, already boiling up, it's better, to go to your kuti, and then resolve the anger, and see what is the cause of your anger, than to stay on, and get into a fight, yeah. Verbal fight, or, sometimes I even see physical fights, yeah. Okay, so understood? Yeah, then you can ask the questions. If there's no more question from the audience.
So those questions make me doubt about the. Those questions make me doubt my practice and faith in liberation. Please resolve them for me. Okay. If we were deluded once due to avijja, what the guarantee that even after Nibbana we will forever be free from any delusion in future future that can arise? I mean, it happened once, and it is delusion so much powerful than the bliss of Nibbana that we rather had to chase the fleeting pleasures. I don't understand the real cause of the world. If it's a delusion, then even after Nibbana, we can get stuck in another type of delusion.
Yeah. It's the same thing, you know. I mean, you fell in a shithole, yeah. I mean, and then after a while you climb out, yeah. I mean, you will be careful not to fall in the shithole again. You know? I mean, if you once see through delusion, yeah. In the beginning, we didn't know what delusion was, you know, and we fell for it. But in our process, you know, of getting liberated, you know, to Nibbana, yeah, and understanding delusion in itself, yeah, understanding, you know, it is, you know, I mean, you look through it, you know, I mean, you're not fooled by it again. It is impossible. Yeah. Why? You have investigated everything, yeah? I mean, that is what the Lord Buddha teaches. You investigate the 10 fetters, yeah? Or you get rid of the 10 fetters through investigation of a certain, you know, of the 5 khandhas. And once you see the delusion within the 5 khandhas and the delusion within the delusion itself, you know, in avijja, I mean, you will never ever fall for it again. Yeah. Just like you fell into a shithole because you were careless, you know, and once you get out, you're not careless anymore. Okay. Next. Strange question.
It said that human life is optimal for liberation, but million years ago there were no humans. They were evolved later. As a matter of fact, 10,000 years ago, there were no proper religion, it seems. So how did beings liberate?
This is completely wrong, you know. I mean, this is what, you know, what the science teaches us. I mean, the Lord Buddha, I mean, if he listens to the Lord Buddha, what he says about this world, we are the 4th civilization here in this earth, yeah? We are not the first civilization, so there were human beings before. In the 3rd civilization, we know a little bit because, you know, Plato talked about it, it was Atlantis, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And before that, there was a civilization. And that civilization lasted for 70,000 years, you know. I mean, there were human beings. There was a Buddha on this, you know, in the last civilization. And before that, there was the 2nd civilization on this earth, yeah. And, I mean, I don't know how many hundreds and thousands of years ago, yeah. And then there was the 1st civilization. I mean, what do we know? I mean, we are so blinded by science. Completely blinded by science. It always reminds me, in the 70s there was a nice pop song, you know, Blinded by Science, yeah? 72 or 73, yeah? I mean, I liked it very much because, you know, it opens your eyes, you know. I mean, yes, we are completely blind. We really think, you know, that we evolved from the apes. I mean, what a joke, yeah? People don't understand anything. I mean, in the medical profession do not really understand, you know, do not understand the inner workings of the body. They understand some of it, yeah. For most of the people it works out fine, but for the other people it doesn't work out, yeah. So, don't get fooled by science. That's the answer.
What exactly is heart? Is chitta and heart same? Am I the chitta or am I the heart? Who am I exactly? Also, this is the first part of the question.
Yeah, you are the kilesas, or avijja, yeah? that fools you into believing that you are something, yeah? Because you're attached to the five khandhas, and that's what you believe you are. You believe you're the body, you believe you're your thoughts, you believe your memories, you believe your feelings, and you believe your consciousness. That's a fooling, yeah? That's what you think you are. The heart and the chitta in Thai is the same thing, yeah? I mean, the heart is not the physical heart, yeah? It is, what we in the West call the emotional and the rational side, of the heart, yeah? Heart and mind, we have this, there's this expression, heart and mind, yeah? And chitta is, is the same thing, yeah? I mean, you can pretty much exchange chitta and heart, in most of the things, yeah? And within the chitta, there are all the kilesas, yeah? There are all the defilements, yeah? They're greed, hatred, and delusion, yeah? Because the chitta attaches to the five khandhas and thinks they are the self. Okay, next.
So, also, I cannot understand body contemplation. How can I imagine cutting off limbs, see my head/brain in front because I'd be dead in a second if I do that? I know I can survive without limbs, torso, and still see them as separate, but
I always say, you imagine, yeah? I mean, you see all these pictures, you see the beheadings of people, in Syria or in Iraq, where the jihadists, cut off the heads of other people. So you just imagine, that you meet some of these jihadists who cuts off your head like this, you don't do it yourself, yeah? It just works, it works, and also, yeah, what it, in the beginning it is imagination, yeah, and then towards, when the more profound your investigation becomes, then it also takes in memories of your previous lives, yeah, where you were beheaded, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were beheaded, a lot of people. You could be beheaded, in the war, or you could cut off your limbs, or you die, you die in a fire, so many things, yeah. And these memories can then come back, with the pictures together, with the images, and you see it, yeah. I mean, that's how you do it, yeah. I mean, you imagine, you don't take a knife and cut off your limbs, you're not stupid, yeah. Nobody tells you to be stupid. And I always say, it is imagination. Yeah? Next.
Does replacing compulsive thoughts with Buddha weaken them, their hold/arising in the future? And does wisdom arise inherently just by mentally reciting Buddha all the time? There is a body-related thought which come again and again because I have heard comments about it from people.
Huh?
I didn't understand the last part also.
I don't even understand the question.
Yeah, so if repeating the word Buddha weaken the
Yes.
whole...
I mean, of course it weakens, If you have a thought and replace it with Buddha, you don't start to believe in this thought and you don't make it stronger and you don't propagate it, yeah? Yeah. If you do it Buddha all the day long, I mean, the less thoughts, I mean, that's why we train. And that's why we get into samadhi, because we train our mind not to go into these thoughts, yeah? And the thoughts that come up, we replace with Buddha, and in the end, over time, there's no thoughts anymore. Yeah? I don't understand why he doesn't understand that. Yeah, next.
Sometimes when I try to rationalize the thought by the little wisdom I get from spirituality, like the body is not me, everything flesh and bones, and practice asubha on myself or other bodies to resolve any desire I have to the other gender.
Yeah.
And I feel that I feel at ease, and those thoughts don't get that overwhelming anymore. But then I heard that a real rhythm stems from deep samadhi. So I am not.
Huh?
he said he get a little bit of wisdom from the contemplation.
This I understand.
But
Yeah.
he think that real samadhi, real wisdom comes from deep samadhi.
No, I mean he didn't listen to my talk. Yeah? I said samadhi, wisdom is wisdom. Wisdom needs to be developed, by putting your attention, onto the things that you want to investigate and asking questions. I mean, what is the body? What is feeling? There's a feeling, is it a neutral feeling? Is it a positive feeling? Is it a bad feeling? Yeah, and then you look at it, and you investigate it. Wisdom only arises, through contemplation, to contemplate, to contemplate our life, We are born, how was it when I learned to walk, how was it when I learned to talk, how was it, when I go into the school, and trained to read and write, was it so much fun, and then we go back into memory lane, and look at these things, and see, That's how you develop wisdom. In samadhi, you develop the ability to concentrate on one point. That's it. There's no wisdom through it. The only wisdom that arises that when everything disappears in samadhi, you know that this is the place where you want to be. Yeah, that's the only wisdom that arises. You know that there's a safe haven. Yeah. And this safe haven is much more. Much more than anything that the world can provide you with you. That is what we need, That's why the Lord Buddha, stressed so much samadhi, where we can rest, where we can see, the world cannot give us the things that are already ours. Yeah? And I can only give it, because we lost the connection to the heart, We lost the connection, that's why we're looking, and filling it up with all these material things, that we surround ourselves with. Next.
When I'm meditating on Buddha in lotus position, I sometimes reach a state where I feel like my brain is spinning, and sometimes even the body feel like it's rotating.
Yeah.
And I am quite concentrating on Buddha at that moment. I try to avoid this feeling by shifting my attention on to the Buddha, but along with it, my eyes start to flickering out of too much concentration, maybe? He asking.
No. I mean, what he experiences, it is quite common, but the mistake he does, he puts too much attention on the flickering of the eyes or on the rotating. It can all happen, but if he concentrates on the Buddha, all these things disappear. But he should not push the Buddha too much. He should observe the Buddha. That's why, some of these things can happen. If he pushes too much, certain things, can come into motion, Don't push it. Be gentle. Just know the Buddha. Know it. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it, is it fast? Is it slow? And so on. Next.
The area where I live is a little noisy, so to keep shifting my attention on Buddha, I very quietly move my lips and tongue as to speak Buddha, but very silently.
Yeah.
Also, I try to picture the word Buddha in English or in Hindi in my mind, and even the Lord Buddha picture. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, next question. Also a question about vegetarianism.
What?
About vegetarianism.
The Lord Buddha was not a vegetarian. Yeah. I mean, from the West, always this question, We should be vegetarian, we shouldn't kill animals. We don't kill animals, but we can eat meat, I mean, the Lord Buddha, really scolded Devadatta because he said, we should not eat meat, Lord Buddha said, whatever people give us in our bowl, that's what we eat. Yeah. He didn't allow us to eat 10 kinds of meat that comes from dangerous animals, yeah, that smell, for instance, snakes or elephants or yeah, lions and, whatever, yeah, we shouldn't eat that meat, yeah. But, the normal meat, pigs and cows, and chickens is okay, yeah. We don't slaughter them, we don't kill them, and we don't have the intention to kill them. And if there's no meat, we don't ask anybody, please, can you kill me that chicken, yeah? No. That's it, yeah. Whatever is given to us, that's what we eat, yeah. And we don't make a fuss of it, yeah. I mean, you see, everybody of everybody, yeah, the body itself, is different, yeah. So some people, need this kind of food, it helps with their practice. Other people need other kinds of food, and that is what we have to investigate when we are here, yeah. What kind of food helps us, to bring our practice more peaceful or more, without any troubles, without any bodily troubles, yeah. Okay, so finished?
Last question.
Yeah, okay, last question.
Dear Ajahn, I do the practice of eating once a day, but I encounter this difficulty of having low energy sometimes at work. So when this happens, I take some sugar, cheese, or margarine, and my energy is back on track.
Yeah.
The problem I got that the problem I got with that is that when I don't completely refrain from taking, that I start becoming obsessed about taking that, and I take that when it's not necessary. Should I completely avoid it?
No, yeah. I mean, train yourself, not to take it when you don't need it. Yeah. But that is the least problem, I mean, develop your sati, develop your wisdom, and cut down on it, if you don't need it. But it's perfectly okay, to have butter, or cheese, or sugar. Yeah, sugary drinks, I mean, all of us, I mean, have these things in the afternoon. Yeah. So, but yes, of course, the greed, comes in, and we take it when we don't need it, yeah. But this is something, we resolve with the contemplation of the body, yeah. I mean, look at the body, how does it take its food, yeah? How does it, process the food? If we get tired, after taking a sugary drink, then it's not for us, yeah. Yeah, I mean, contemplate yourself, yeah. As I said before, everybody is different, yeah. The constitution of the body of everybody is different, So, I mean, some people can take this, other people can't take that, yeah. So, finished? Okay, yeah. Let's go back to practice, if you don't have any more questions. Aladdin ตอนนี้มันพระไทยและยอมไทย